Peace.
Welcome back to the Falling Out Podcast. We will be doing our Oklahoma preview in this episode, along with talking about how the coaching search, just the landscape of college football in general, as far as these coaching jobs that have come open.
There's been some doozies, man.
It's gonna be a wild one. It's gonna be a wild one. I was telling you, Jordan, before we started recording earlier, that I think this is kind of unprecedented. How many jobs are already open? How many high-profile jobs are open before the end of October? We are in a new era of college football.
We are, man. What a time to be alive. That's all I know. You know what I'm saying? Like it's getting buck wild. It's getting buck wild, and I'm here for it. Honestly, as long as nobody comes after hype. But if one job comes open, I think we might be in deep poo poo. But
save that for later in the show. Russell Bride is back with us. What's up, Russ?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah. Oh,
think
just
you
hanging
mean-
out, man. Just hanging out.
Horns down.
Sorry.
Horns down.
Horns all the
Horns
way
down.
down. I think that's one thing that we have in common with our current foe, Oklahoma Sooners. Horns down. Horns down. Saturday night, November 1st. Under the lights, baby. Under the lights. 7 o'clock kickoff. We're wearing the black jerseys, baby.
Well, I'm tuned up, buddy.
We're wearing
I'm tuned up.
I'm going to be there. I'm excited.
Hell yeah.
That's my game that I'm going to this year. Well, I'll be there for Saturday night.
Nice.
What?
Fun fact, I was at
Do I
the
have to look
original
forward to?
dark mode game in 09.
South
Yes.
Kiffin.
Good one. That's a good one. Where they actually got those jerseys like 2 hours before the game or something like that.
Yeah, warmed up in all orange and come out in the black tops. That was fun. That was fun.
That was elite. That was an elite.
It was. That
like
was
you
top
said, they
tier.
came out, they warmed up in orange and then went to the locker room and ran out in black.
It was
Nice.
top tier.
Those jerseys were dog shit, but it was an electric shock.
It was the hoopla
Through the-
around it.
I know that people in the stadium went nuts.
I'm not.
When the kids got back to the locker room and saw the black jerseys, they were like, "Oh hell yeah!"
I'm not gonna lie to you. I
those
didn't hate
jerseys
them.
were-
I didn't hate them because
I will say,
I'm gonna say this: the orange pants with the orange collar set it off.
I think that is a orange and black would be a good Halloween tradition for us.
Sure, absolutely.
Mix the two.
I tell you, me and
Go ahead,
Swan
Russ.
went to the 2022 Kentucky game when they ended up coming out with the scary version of Rocky Top.
Mm-hmm.
And man, that stadium was electric that night. They played that about 15 minutes before kickoff. And as soon as that lit up, that entire stadium lit up. The light
Yeah.
show was elite that night. I mean, that's one of the funnest environments in college football for a night game during Halloween.
Sure.
Spooky Rocky Top, black jerseys. Nike has absolutely killed with our black jerseys.
Absolutely.
I just hope Adidas can do the same thing.
Absolutely.
It ain't that hard. Black on there, get some orange in there.
Man, am I nervous that we mentioned on the last episode. Did y'all see those Miami jerseys?
Yeah, I could have took a dump on our paper plate and they'd looked a lot better. Let's get into the game though, boy.
Not as bad as
Right.
those Packers
Yes.
jerseys from the other night. I mean, the Pittsburgh Steelers jerseys in that Packers game.
Hey, hot take. I like the Steelers helmets.
I like the helmets. The helmets were good for the Steelers.
I like
The
those,
jerseys-
but
the
those jerseys
jerseys
were
were dog
terrible.
shit.
They were
horrible.
terrible.
But the yellow helmets for the Steelers, that's a good, interesting take on those.
Like the yellow helmets, kinda. Not really. I'm a old school guy when it comes to NFL shit.
Well, I like the Packers white helmets.
The Packers all white
Packers
is
in the ice
tough.
white was good.
That's tough. But hey, go Pack, go.
Sorry, didn't mean to off track us, but yeah, them uniforms were horrible.
Oklahoma. We got them under the lights. We're wearing the black jerseys. We got them at home. We got big shit to play for.
We do. And it's all, I know I say it every year, boys, until we get that third loss, it's all still on the table. We're a 3.5-point favorite.
No shit.
No shit. Over under is 56.5. I'd say that over is getting blown out of the water. FPI has Tennessee as a 63.2% favorite to win the game.
That's never
Do what?
That's never been wrong. That stat's never been wrong.
Right. Series history though, let's talk about that. Oklahoma leads at all time 3-2. Vols won last season's homecoming for Heupel 25-15. That was a less than stellar performance by the Vols, but I think you know, it is what it is. I think we'll see a better one this year, at least offensively. Oklahoma has won their only trip to Neyland though. I think we all remember it back in 2015. It was an overtime thriller, come from behind, nonetheless, led by Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield, grab my nuts.
Oh, dude, I can't stand that guy. I don't care.
He's
a hell of a quarterback.
He's grown on me throughout his NFL career.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a hell of a quarterback. But I still like grabbing his nuts in the end zone and Neyland. Like, come on, bro. I don't blame him though. I'd have probably done
That's
it.
Baker, man. That's Baker Mayfield.
There is no telling what that man heard in that stadium that night.
I was with you. I was on that side the whole time for years. Even when he got to the pros, I was glad when he failed with Cleveland. I was glad that his NFL career he got sent to Carolina, and
it was less than stellar, buddy. That's where Carolina's where quarterbacks go to die.
Did he really fail? And he's revived. No, he did not fail in Cleveland. Cleveland failed him. The Cleveland Browns are the worst organization in the NFL, and there's no contest.
I was about to say, he won 12 games.
You and I know the Titans suck ass. We're not the Cleveland.
Yeah.
Anyway. Tennessee,
you're Kevin Stefanski away from being the Cleveland Browns, brother.
Give me Kevin Stefanski.
I don't think Stefanski's that bad of a coach, but
he's not. I'm just giving y'all shit.
We're horrible.
Here's what you need to know going into this game, though. Oklahoma's 5-2 on the season. Only 2 losses are to Texas and Ole Miss. Don't know that Ole Miss done us any favors this weekend with that loss, but I think that our offense is better than Ole Miss. I think we'll put up more than 34 on them. Here's another thing. They're a lot healthier this go around than they were last season. Hell, half their roster was hurt last year, and we played them 3rd game of the year last year. So we better settle in. We better be ready for this one. A lot of people in Oklahoma think they should have won that game last year, even with everybody hurt. So
I have a question, though, to both of you guys.
Sure.
So do we think Oklahoma's defense is elite as everybody says it is? I mean, past couple of weeks, I've not seen anything that says that they're elite.
I know that they're elite, but they're good. They're tough. They're good enough to give us fits. I'll put it that way. They blitz us. They blitz the right way. They blitz the right time. Venables knows what he's doing.
Fair. I mean, but I don't know, man. There's something about the teams that they've played, like to your word there. They're not as good as us offensively, and they've give up loads of points to them teams. I mean, you take a look at this weekend, giving up 34 to, what is that kid's last name? Quarterback down there, Chambliss or something like that.
Chambliss.
He's awesome, but if I ain't mistaken, he's a freshman.
He is.
And he put 34 on that team. We've got a senior redshirt guy who's been putting up great numbers all season. He saw better defenses, I think, than he's going to see on Saturday against Bama.
We talk about it. We've talked about it. We're at home. Play calling at home and on the road are 2 totally different things. And I think by God, Heupel and Halsey brings them out in a wheelbarrow Saturday, buddy. Just let them hang. Because that's what it's going to take to win this game. You have to do it. Oklahoma's lost 2 out of 3. This is one playoff that, Oklahoma's right there where we're at, okay? They win out. Chances are they probably make the playoffs, or they're going to be a fringe playoff team. They have to win out. They're in the same boat as we are right now. If we can get the knockout punch with them Saturday, that's one less team we got to worry about.
Is this a playoff eliminator?
It could be.
Yeah.
I think it could be.
Yeah,
For both
for
teams.
sure.
Tennessee loses. There's no doubt. Like, there's no questions asked. You don't lose a game at
Oklahoma
home.
loses, they're out.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is they'll get shown a little bit more grace for losing to us on the road as opposed to us dropping this game at home.
That's true. I can see that.
As they should.
Yeah,
As
and
we
they should. Right.
The question before I got cut out of here
Mhm.
is Oklahoma's defense elite? The elite
Yes.
defense that we think they are. I would say until further notice, yes.
See, I don't think they're elite. They're good. They're good. There's good and there's elite. Elite is Alabama defense. Elite is Texas A&M defense. Oklahoma is good. We might make them look elite this week. Who knows? The way we like to sling the ball, they'll have their opportunities.
For what I've seen of college football this year, Oklahoma is elite defense, top tier quarterback play, and that's it. They don't have the skill guys on offense like I remember, like the Ryan Broyles and the Adrian Petersons.
I would argue on the elite
DeMarco
QB,
Murray's.
on the top tier QB place one. I would argue there. Mateer's been good in the first few games, but the notable teams that he's had to play that are just as good or on par with what Oklahoma brings to the table talent-wise, he's been subpar. I mean, he had 150 yards against Texas. It was the run game that beat him. I mean, and Texas is not a great defense. They don't have a great defense.
Mateer, it was
we can all agree here on this panel that Texas sucks, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Texas beat this team. Are we better than Texas?
I think so.
I do.
Offensively,
I think we're better than them.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
I think we're better than Texas.
What's crazy is we run Sark's system better than Sark runs his own system. If you pay attention to some of the pass plays that we run, a lot of the protections that we're using this year, a lot of the screens that we're running open, them little wide receiver screens and stuff, and we're making all those linemen pull out off that ball, that's Sarkisian stuff in Texas. That's stuff he's been doing down there for 2-3 years. Or not there, but you know what I mean. As a coach, 2-3 years, 4 years as a coach, he's been doing that since Bama, the movement and everything. So we do that better than he does. And they eat Oklahoma up with that.
It's Mateer was a supposed Heisman candidate early in the season. He had a couple he had a couple of weeks off with his thumb injury, but I don't think that thumb is healed completely. And if it's me, I'm saying all week this week, hey, they're going to get theirs. They're going to score probably 30, 35 points on us. We got to score 50 to win. Go do it. Get a turnover or two on defense. Handle your business. And if we can do that, I'll put it like this. If we can cause a turnover 2-3 a game, I can live with giving up 30, 35. I can do that because I like our chances every week of scoring at least 40.
Brother, we can talk the shit we want to about the defense. If you give up 34 points a game, as long as we score 35.
I don't care. Just win.
Yeah.
You know? Just win.
Yeah.
Like, I'll deal with it.
Do we think, I don't know, the Oklahoma defense, is that a, to me, that's a word.
It is, but at the same time, I'll put it like this. If the roles were reversed and we were going to the Palace this year instead of last year, I'd be a lot more worried about it than I am this year.
I think as the season has progressed, I think I've become less worried about Oklahoma. After seeing what they put on the field, the product they put out there, it's not been as good as advertised to me.
They've had their moments where they've looked good. They've also had their moments where they've looked really bad offensively. Their defense has been pretty consistent, though. That's one thing I'll say. That being said, though, let's talk a little bit about the Vols. Personally, I'm glad to be back in Neyland. 2 weeks. We got to have this one. I think it's coming at a good time. And that's not a knock on Oklahoma. Oklahoma is good. I don't think they're better than we are necessarily, but they're good. They're good enough to beat us, especially if we don't play good.
Well, it's like you said, if this game were at Oklahoma, I think I would definitely say loss.
Yeah. Right now, I think it's hard. I think it'd be hard to argue.
I think Neyland is our saving grace.
Yes, considering our two tough
Saturday.
On paper, our two toughest games left are in Neyland. On paper, I think we all know what the other toughest game is, and
Yes.
we'll talk about that later on. But we come in 6-2, contrary to what some think. Everything is still in reach. Just gotta handle business. But we lose, we're done. I mean, it's the who the hell cares bowl for us after if we drop another game. Okay,
We care though. I mean, we still
we do,
care.
we're mad, but we'll still care. I think bottom line though, I'm gonna say this: to win this game, we're gonna have to run the ball better in this game than we did against Kentucky.
Yes, most definitely. But to your point in the last episode, Jordan, Kentucky's got a really solid run defense. It's the only thing they've been able to hang their hat on for the majority of the season. So is Oklahoma's defense elite? It's the question. You guys say yes still. I say they're not as elite. Well, Jordan, you said they ain't elite. You said they're just a good defense. Swan's on the elite side. I'm on the side that, man, they've given up too many points in the biggest games they've played to say, man, you're elite. Man, you're good. They're no better than us on defense, technically, in the big games.
Argue this on to that against that point. Your defense can only hold up so long before they're like, okay, my offense is not going to give me anything to play for. Their offense don't give them a ton to play for. It's honestly a lot like some of the old Florida teams. Their defense was just good enough to out-talent the offense to win the game. I've got Florida buddies that were like, man, that game felt like a loss even though we won because it was a sloppy, slow defensive game. I think Oklahoma is just good enough on defense to get by the teams they should and hope they can get by the teams that maybe not. I don't want to say necessarily that they shouldn't, but I think they're just good enough on defense to keep them in games that they shouldn't be in and wait for the other team to be like, okay, here you go. And the way we like to throw the ball, they'll get that opportunity. They will absolutely get it because we're going to throw it.
It depends on what version of Chris Brazzell and what version of Braylon Staley and what version of Mike Matthews shows up. If that same group of receivers that showed up against Kentucky shows up to Neyland on Saturday, they don't drop the ball. They, sit out here to catch 6 passes for 105, 4 for 138. I mean, big plays, they're going to kill that team with big plays if they get going. Well, that's another underlying thing. What version of Tennessee do we see on Saturday?
The home version that wins, I think. I don't think it's good. I don't want to say it's not going to be close because I think it's going to be one that we're going to have to gut out. But I think at this point, it's just like, okay, look, we know our offense is going to score enough for us to win. It doesn't matter if they score 30 or 35. That should win you more games than it should. Plain and simple. If you're going to score 30 or 35, 40. Right. We average that. But on paper, if you're going to score anywhere between 28 to 30, let's say 28 to 37 points a game, that's good enough to win you most games.
You should win.
That's good enough to win you most games. If we can, I think that's a sweet spot. And I also think if we jump them early, keep the crowd in the game, score 14-17 early, quick, get them down by 10 in the first quarter. I don't know that they've got the offense and I don't know if they've got the offense and the quarterback play to get them back into it. But our defense is bad enough to where they'll let them hang around, and we're just going to have to gut it out.
What's the score?
Like, I hate to keep knocking them.
What is the score after the first quarter for you, Jordan, on Saturday?
After the first quarter?
One quarter.
Ideally, it would be 21-10, possibly. Okay. Because that tells me if we can put up 21 in the first quarter, offense is humming, they're going, we're going to, we're playing a lot of young guys on defense, plain and simple. Yeah. We're going to give up something big. Yeah. More than once, probably. And at least one of those times will happen early. So let's say ideally 21-10. I don't mean if we were good on defense, it'd be more like, 14-3. But we're not.
That was going to be my number. I think we're down 14-3.
Yeah.
At the end of the first.
I think Mateer can come out and make some plays early because he's a gunslinger. We've got enough young talent on the back end where maybe one of those gets completed. Hell, who knows? Maybe 2 or 3. We might be reversed of what you're saying, Jordan. It might be second quarter and we're down.
it's another one of those games. It's not going to surprise me either way. It's just not. I mean,
I am going to say
that's
this.
how this year's went.
At home, we adjust way better at halftime than we do on the road. It's 60 minutes in Neyland.
For sure. Absolutely.
So, I mean, it's up to Hop and them. I mean, Hop knows what's in front of him here. He's been in the playoffs. He knows what he's got to do.
And it's Oklahoma. He's going to have a little bit more fire in his gut for this one. I mean, he
Definitely.
always is. So I don't know. I don't really know what to think. I do think if we win, we cover 3.5, and it's not going to be close. If we lose, though, it's going to be close, and it's gonna stink. Like it's going to stink because we'll end up doing something stupid later.
I think we beat this team by every bit of 17 to 24 points.
I hope so. I hope so. That's a lot.
I really do.
If we're going to win, it's going to be by, I think if we win, it's going to be by 7 to 17. 17 is going to be taking and putting one on the board late. 7 to 10 is going to be, okay, we're going to have to hold on for dear life and hope we hit a field goal, put it to 10 late and ice it.
I don't
put
think
them in a spot where they've got to go.
Bama's the only team to hold us under 34 points this year, if I ain't mistaken. How many did we score against Syracuse? Was it 34? We scored more than that.
No, we scored more than that. Bama's the only team that's held. That was the only game this year we didn't score at least 30 points.
Okay. I don't think Oklahoma holds us to 20. I don't think they hold us to 30. I think we yak at least 56 on these boys the way we did Kentucky. I mean, until further notice, unless you've got people that can hang with them 3 receivers, good luck.
If the offense is humming, they're in trouble. But our defense has also got to come to play.
Run game's got to get going, to your point too, Jordan. Run game has to get off the ground in this game early.
We have to have the run game in this one. Mm-hmm. I mean, whether it's by committee or one just takes over, you ride the hot hand, it don't matter. Somebody is going to have to take the run game over and take it in their hands to win this game.
I think
because we're going to have it late put it away.
I think it's going to be Peyton Lewis. He's the most bruiser back of the 3, a bigger back, I think, of the 3 too, the biggest one. And we're going to need that against that beefy front 7. So I think it's Peyton Lewis's ball game this weekend.
I think it's going to be Star Thomas if we're going to put one away. Honestly,
Uh-oh.
I think it is. I'm big on Star.
Jordan. You've been riding all year, man. I got to give you that one.
Duke transfer, give it to me. Give it to me. He's hungry.
Which Deshaun, man, the Knoxville boy, he's been hungry too. So ride whatever. We got to get this dub.
Got to get it. Don't matter hook or crook. You got to get it.
Jordan, you got any more numbers for us for this game?
Buddy, not really. I think I've kind of hit the ones that matter and just get the win. Here's one more for you. Here's another number. 44-30 final Vols.
44-30?
44-30.
What you got, Swan?
I could see that. You're going to be there in attendance. I think we win by 10. I think 38-28.
63-35. Mark it down.
Damn it, son. Damn it, boy. We left the defense in the locker room, son.
Putting more up at home than we did against Kentucky. Let's go.
Okay. All right. I hope you're right. But here's the thing. With either of the scores Swan and I put up, it will not surprise me in the least bit if it's the other way around. It won't surprise me in the least bit if it's the other way around.
They ain't beating us by 14 at home. They ain't beating us by 10 at home. They're going to have to scrape one out at Neyland, man.
You know, I agree with you, but it won't surprise me either way. Because, again,
don't say that, Jordan.
It, man.
Don't say that. You're the most optimistic of all of us. Don't say that.
I am, but I'm just saying it's like I could 150% see it being the other way around either way, except for your score. Your score, it's pretty much like, all right, we're winning. We're winning. Yeah. And I mean, I want to say we're going to win. I think we're going to win, but I'm saying we're a pick 6 with either one of those scores right there. We're a pick 6 away from Oklahoma taking the win home.
Let Joey throw the ball. Let Joey do what he's been doing. We'll live and die by that sword.
I mean, we have to at this point. That's where we're at. So that's okay. That's okay. That's how it's going to be. You know,
riding with Joey.
Got to. So that being
said,
that's
a blowout. Go ahead.
That being said, I think we've hashed this one out as much as we can. You know?
All right. Yeah, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. Let's talk.
100%.
Let's go around the SEC.
Let's
real
do
quick. And buddy, shit is hectic.
it. You ain't lying, son.
It is a man. We talked last week about how the Florida job came open, and that's a big time job in the SEC.
It is.
And that when you're talking about best jobs in the SEC, Florida's right up there.
It has to be. Has to be. But then,
yeah. Now a week later,
But a
the
week
LSU job, the LSU job is now wide open. They have fired Brian Kelly. And guys, let me tell you, not only do I think that's the best job in the SEC, I think LSU is the best job in the nation.
Okay.
I think that is the number one coaching destination. We have names that have come out for that job. Like when the name Nick Saban came up for Florida, I was like, but when LSU comes open and they mention the name Nick Saban, I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I don't see why not. I think at the very least, LSU needs to make Nick Saban say no. You know what I mean?
I think if you're anybody, you got to make Nick Saban say no.
True.
Especially
I think LSU is the one job that could make Nick Saban say yes.
I don't know.
I don't think he will say yes. I don't think he's going. He's done. We talked about it last week. He's done. No more Nick Saban. He's out.
They'd have to make it awfully cushy for him. I mean, awfully cushy.
To your point there, Swan, and me and you's talked about this off air, about LSU, the job. And it's a huge gig. But I think with Brian Kelly out the door, I think, probably that whole staff probably gets changed now more than stays. You're going to watch a lot of those top tier recruits and stuff that they've garnered over the last few years with Brian Kelly being there. They're going to walk right out the door.
I disagree. I think LSU is one of the few places that commits pick the school more so than they do the coach.
I would agree with that.
I don't think that kids are going to leave at a max exodus from Brian Kelly.
Well, and LSU traditionally puts a lot of players in the NFL. Doesn't matter who the coach is.
That's fair. And I'm not arguing you guys on that. But you take a look at just what happened in the recruiting trail for him this season. And you got a guy in Faison Brandon who's doing double duty out here. He's going to be the starting quarterback at Tennessee in a couple of years, and he's recruiting for us already. We flipped Tristan Keys from them. That's the number one receiver in the country, if I ain't mistaken. That's a big deal. Recruits look at that, and they're like, man, okay, if this guy don't want to be here and he's going to Tennessee, why do I need to be here?
It is, but it also takes just that one guy to be like, all right, he's gone. I'll show him why I stayed here and why I should have been ranked ahead of him. Right now, Tennessee is a sexy pick if you're a wide receiver. And simple. They are. You're gonna see the ball. You're gonna be on the field. Don't matter how young you are, whatever. That Tennessee is the pick if you're a wide receiver. There's arguments.
Oh, State.
Right. But even still, if I'm a wide receiver right now, Ohio State's got a deep room up there. We don't necessarily. We're one injury away from one of our best wide receivers being on the bench, and we don't have much behind them.
Yeah.
I mean, Staley, Matthews, Brazel, they're all good. You have them three on the field at the same time. Who are you covering? Who are you going to be like, all right, I'm taking them away because these other two ain't going to do anything. You can't do that right now. I think if you're the guy that's ranked behind Tristan Keys, you're like, okay, I'll go to LSU. Sure, I'll go down there because it's not like it used to be. LSU's got quarterbacks now. Back in the day, it was Jamarcus Russell, and he's one read and some cough syrup, and he's done.
I'm going to sling this ball.
Yeah, somebody's got to be down.
Not to mention LSU with options.
Right.
As far as where they go from here.
Right.
Like I said before, we've seen them win with absolute morons as the head coach. Les Miles, idiot.
Ed Orgeron.
Hey.
Idiot.
No disrespect on Les. What is this, man? What?
No, we'll disrespect Les.
Hey.
Idiot. Les, idiot.
You're out of your mind.
Idiot. Brian Kelly, apparently fucking moron.
Yeah,
Brian Kelly was never a fit at LSU. We knew that it didn't take a football genius to know that Brian Kelly did not fit at LSU.
Thanks
when he
for
came
the
in and did that speech where he tried the fake Southern accent,
Family.
my family. We
I just
knew it.
think
We,
about-
we all knew it wasn't going to work out, but he's a good
Good coach.
Question.
I'm never going
He's
to
a good
forget.
coach.
I'm never going
Dude, him. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know. Yeah.
What you doing?
Yeah, him. Dabo Swinney's got some shit like that where he's got the football. He's got the gloves on. He's like hickory dickory dock.
Dude looks like a Pete idiot.
Imagine Nick Saban doing that shit. I don't think that. I think that's a bad sign in this day and age of shit's gonna go bad.
It's
when they do-
cringe.
when coaches get into the social media side of recruiting. It's just not.
Well, there's a certain
It's not a
level
good
that
look.
you buy into it at, and then there's a certain level where everybody's like, that's fake. Brian Kelly was at the level where that's fake. Saban done just enough on social media and stuff like that, was seen just enough on social media and stuff like that, where you're like, okay, that's legit. That's legit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Kiffin. And it also
with-
depends on the
with-
personality.
Yeah,
Also depends on the
dude,
personality.
Kiffin is a home run. Kiffin was made for this day and age.
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin is the coach for this
Speaking of-
time and place.
Did you guys see what he did to the dude from Oklahoma this weekend?
You were
Yeah,
a lot louder a minute ago.
You're a lot quieter now. The game's over.
Yeah. Oh no, Kiffin is the coach for this day and age. We're gonna get into that momentarily. I would say I do want to talk about this little story that came out about Brian Kelly this past week about how he's still the coach at Notre Dame. He's recruiting this player, right? And he's at the player's house. While he's at the player's house, the news breaks that he's going to take the LSU job, as if nothing happens. Meanwhile, he knows he's going to LSU. He's at this guy's house,
Of course.
and he eats all their goddamn food. He goes back for not only does he go back for seconds, he goes back for thirds.
Oh wow!
And then just leaves this player's house. And then this player looks on the internet and he's gone to LSU. Brian Kelly is a piece of shit, is what I'm saying.
He's the
He
new
killed
Lane.
a kid at Notre Dame. Look it up. He killed a kid.
Hey, that's two deaths on his record.
What's the other one?
Tyron Lacey. Go Vols.
Boys, we're risque tonight. We are risque.
Okay. All right. Yep. Brian Kelly, piece of trash. Was never a fit at LSU. But the LSU job is now open. And I think we've already talked about it. I think that's the best job in the nation. Boys, I think we're in a unprecedented time with the transfer portal and NIL. Here we are before the end of October with 8 coaching jobs already open. And
High profile.
it's not going to be the end. It's not the end. I think there are jobs that'll be open in the next week, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now.
Well, I mean, these jobs that are
Before
open right now
Thanksgiving, there's gonna
cause
be
a
some good
chain reaction, right? I mean, they're going to cause a chain reaction where some of these other good programs open.
Yeah. Exactly. I think people are going to try to get a head start on trying to recruit Kurt Cignetti to get there. As Kurt Cignetti is the best coach in college football.
He is, but they're going to have to pay $74 million whoever comes to get him.
There are coaches who
$74
don't give
million
a fuck
knockout.
about that. There are coaches, or there are programs who don't give a shit.
So LSU's going
pay.
to pay $54 million to Brian Kelly and another $74 to get Kurt Cignetti out of his contract,
They would.
and be
LSU
down
would.
100 and however million.
Hold on, I wasn't naming Cignetti as a LSU candidate. I think LSU has 3 to 4 logical candidates that are really, really good. That are
And I
not
think
Kurt
one of 'em
Cignetti. But
is up for
Kurt
all these
Cignetti's
jobs.
success at Indiana it's giving schools reasons to fire James Franklin's,
Mm-hmm.
Kurt Cignetti will not be at Indiana.
It's that.
He might be next year, but he won't be long term.
He'll be
He
there.
won't be long term.
He's about to win a
No,
Heisman.
I disagree. I don't give a shit what he does at Indiana.
Dude, that team's humming. They're about to win a national title, man. He ain't leaving Indiana.
Yes, he will. He will.
So, boys, you want to hear some interesting stats on Brian Kelly here, though? With his buyout. All right, Brian Kelly will make 31 cents a second, $18.46 a minute, $1,107 per hour, 26.5K per day, 186,000 a week, 108.3K a month with his buyout.
How long does that take, Jordan?
That is a 6-year buyout. That's until 2031. I'll tell you right now, my ass is sitting at the house until 2031.
Yep.
Like straight up.
Brian Kelly's not going to be anywhere next year.
Yeah,
If he's
I would.
smart,
In fact,
anywhere but behind the desk for the next 6.
in fact,
I'm
I
not
don't
going
think
nowhere.
Brian Kelly's anywhere ever again.
If I was him, somebody will hire him. Somebody will.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Swan. I think he does go back to coaching somewhere.
But it's going to be 3 or 4 years before we see again somewhere.
It'll be somewhere small. It won't be nowhere.
After he A, killed a kid, B, was at Notre Dame, kind of redeemed Notre Dame for a while, left Notre Dame on his own attrition. Notre Dame got better after he left, and the school he went to got worse. I think Brian Kelly's done. I don't think that maybe some school who wants to get good at football, wants to make a big splash hire in a couple of years, will bring Brian Kelly in.
Indiana.
Yeah, after Signetti's gone somewhere better than Indiana.
I think there's a team open right now that Brian Kelly would be interested in.
Let's get to that, but I want to get to my point that Signetti is the best coach in college football. He's a better coach than Kirby Smart.
Yeah, I agree.
He's a better coach than Kirby Smart. Swap roles. Swap jobs. Kirby Smart's in Indiana. Kurt Signetti's at Georgia. What's happening?
Georgia's undefeated. Georgia don't lose either game that they've lost this year. Or I think they just lost one. Either way, they don't lose. They're undefeated.
Give me Kurt Signetti as coach of the year, best coach in college football. Kurt Signetti.
I'll go even one further. They're undefeated. They're either the number 1 or number 2 team in the country, like Indiana is. And they have a running back down there that's contending for the Heisman. Whereas Kurt Signetti has a quarterback contending for the Heisman. He's actually number 1 in the race right now.
It would be an interesting swap, I think.
And I don't think Kirby could take that team and be undefeated in Indiana.
Man, Kirby's good, though. I hate to say it, but he's good.
Kirby's good.
He's proved me wrong.
Really good.
Kirby's second.
Kirby benefits from being the university in the state of Georgia, which is, as we all know, California, Florida, Texas are the
Georgia, Louisiana
states to recruit from. Georgia's number 4. Georgia's right behind them.
Uh-huh.
That's why that was what made Mark Richt fireable. Is that you've got this talent here? Why are we going 10-3 every year?
Yeah,
Kirby Smart took that 10-3 talent and made a 12-0 roster. I made a
12-0, 11-1. You know, he made it.
Mark Richt had a 12-0 roster.
He did.
Every year.
Absolutely.
Kirby Smart made it a 12-0 team.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's because of the state of Georgia. That's because of the talents that they had there.
Would agree with that. Would absolutely agree with that.
I think Signetti would do the same thing. Signetti's the best coach of college football. And he is the sole reason that we have an unprecedented amount of jobs open right now. Here we are before October's end with 8 college football coaching jobs wide open. And I think, and there's more to come. Do you guys want to rank these 8 jobs that are open?
Let's do that here shortly. Let's talk SEC real quick and then go into that. Not really any marquee matchups, though, this week. I mean, there's some that could be sneaky good. Ours is the best game, I think.
Yes.
Maybe behind Vanderbilt and Texas, if anything else. That'll be a tough one. But
That
it's
one's
in
interesting.
Texas.
Vandy by 20.
I mean, it helps us if Vandy wins and we can finish it off. So I'm here for it. South Carolina at Ole Miss. This one's interesting to me, though. Georgia and Florida, because Georgia and Florida, I could see that too. That would help us tremendously. Georgia and Florida, because who knows what we're going to get out of Florida. Like, Billy Napier turns into Nick Saban whenever his ass is on the line, son. And he's gone now. Like, who knows what we're going to see out of Florida. The other two games, though, Miss State and Arkansas and Kentucky and Auburn, those are basically who outsucks the other one. But yeah, let's rank some jobs, boys. Who wants to go first?
So are we talking SEC or nationwide?
Let's do nationwide because it's on your side.
Nationwide is on our side. This podcast brought to you by Nationwide.
Yeah, it's on yours.
Not an official sponsor, can be.
Yeah, if Nationwide wants to, whatever. The best job that's available right now is it's LSU, and it's not particularly close, in my opinion. I legitimately think that LSU might be the best job in the entire nation.
Okay.
You have no in-state rivals. You have a deep bed of talent to recruit from. We've seen absolute morons win there. Les Miles, idiot. Ed Orgeron, idiot. They've won national championships there. Yeah, LSU is, to me, the best job in the country. It's the best job open. No matter who gets fired from here on out, should Lincoln Riley get fired at USC? Should the Florida State job come open, which I think will come open? It's LSU. Number one job open.
Who you got number two?
Florida number two. Florida number two for a lot of the same reasons. They do have to compete in state with Miami and Florida State, which that job very well could have come open. Penn State number three, and that's because they're right there with Ohio State. They're in the Northeast. Who's really competing with Penn State?
Sure.
And you could even argue that Penn State that's a different region from Ohio State and Michigan. Penn State should be the team that recruits every 4 or 5 star player that comes out of like the New England area. Penn State should be the destination.
Okay, I'm with you there. I can see that. All right, who you got up next?
After them, I think Arkansas. Arkansas is willing to spend money. They will be willing to take a gamble on somebody. Although I think that Petrino will end up being.
I think they've got their guy already. It's just they got to go through the formalities.
Yeah.
Okay.
After them, Oklahoma State, I think is the best job available.
Sure.
Oklahoma State's good. Oklahoma State's a good spot. UCLA after that.
Okay.
It's Los Angeles, baby.
Right.
It's Los Angeles. I know you're in the Big Ten now, but still.
That's a bigger draw than the Pac.
Yeah. Virginia Tech after that. Virginia Tech, you're competing. If you're at Virginia Tech, you have to compete with the Southeastern Conference and the Big Ten.
Yeah.
You've got in the Big Ten, you've got Rutgers and Maryland right there. I don't think that Virginia Tech is the job that it used to be. Now, if somebody gets in there and wins, if somebody gets in Virginia Tech and wins, the ACC is there for the taking. ACC fucking sucks as a conference.
Here's one for you.
You get in that Virginia Tech job, and win. It's a good job.
Okay, that leaves us with
Stanford. At the end.
Who cares?
Why would you want to coach at Stanford?
Yeah, who cares on that one? Who cares?
Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck is like operating as a GM for Stanford.
Yeah. That was a solid move on their end. Solid move. Russ, what's your list look like there?
So I'm going to differ a little bit from Swan. I'm not doubting that LSU's a great job. My number one job is Penn State. Okay. For one reason only. The program has been in good shape for the exception of this one season. Franklin's had that program humming. They've had 10 wins a season. Their only losses coming against, defending national champions in Ohio State and Michigan. For the most part, that's notable. Penn State is a powerhouse program that is a, Kurt Signetti or a Lane Kiffin or somebody of that stature from being a Big Ten champion and winning a national title. Okay. That team was one of the teams that I had pegged for a possible national title appearance this year. I've had them for a couple of years. Two big reasons for that: great defense and Franklin. So I got Penn State 1. I think that's the best job in the country just because of the consistency they've shown.
Okay.
Number two for me, I've got a tie between Florida and LSU. Both of those jobs are fantastic jobs to have. Easy recruiting in those states. Both of those programs just suffered from having two of the worst coaches in their program's history. So I think they're on the downgrade from Penn State because of the quality of coach that they had. After that, I've got UCLA. To Swan's point, Los Angeles, big recruiting grounds in Los Angeles. You can lose 3 or 4 5-stars and still get 3 more that are on par with those guys you lost. And as much as we like to give Nico hell on this show, Nico's the reason that they beat Penn State. Nico's the reason that they've won games. He's going to be back. That's a building point for that team, and the right quarterback can be successful with him. Vodtek's my next one. I think Vodtek is a great job from a culture standpoint. They can go out there and they can win 4 games a year and that crowd is still happy. Or they can go out there and they can win 12 games a year and that crowd's hot. Either way, the crowd's never out of it. That fan base loves that program. The right coach in that program can be nasty. Next one's Oklahoma State, and they're above Arkansas for me because of the fact that they've had a coach like Gundy who's been there, done that for years. He's held a good program down for a long time. That's a good program to step into because it's had good leadership for 20 years almost. So Arkansas is next on my list because I think they've already found their guy.
Yeah.
I don't have to have them higher here because they're not moving on from Pitino. He's done way more for that team this year than Pittman did in the first few games. So they found their guy.
Just keep him away from Blondes and a Harley. So
I mean,
yeah, okay.
And Stanford's last, man. I mean, I'm going to go with Swan on that. Stanford, it's whatever, man. I mean, they're a learning school. They're never good at any kind of sports. They're literally the Vanderbilt of the. They're in the Big Ten, right? Yeah, they're the Vanderbilt of the Big Ten. Good job.
They're actually in the ACC now.
They're in the ACC.
They're in the ACC. Wow.
Fun fact.
A lot
Fun
of
fact. For a learning school, they made a dumb decision because they've traveled well over 10,000 miles already this year. And
well,
still
you're
have
playing
to go
in the Atlantic Coast Conference and you live in the Pacific, so good job on you.
Oh,
Yeah, how smart can you be, really,
right?
if you're playing in the ACC, but you live on the PC?
Right. So, all right, boys, I can respect all that. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna break my list off here.
Break it off.
I'm going number 1, Florida. I think that's the best job. I think reason being, this is one of those jobs now. Florida knows Florida is where we were for 10, 12, 15 years right now. They know they have to get this hire right, and they will. They will, and we better hope it's not Lane Kiffin.
That's a different song that you were singing last week.
Was it, though?
A little.
Kiffin's the one we don't want down there.
That's agreed. We don't want Kiffin at Florida.
That's the one
That's
we
why
don't
I'm
want
glad that LSU is open now.
We don't want him there either, honestly.
Continue with 10 out of 10, 1,000 out of 10 times I'd rather have him at LSU.
Okay. Well, LSU is my number 2, just because, I mean, I like I say, I've got a couple years on you guys. I think Florida is just the better job. I just do. LSU's got the same. LSU, they don't have competition, and that's not a bad thing, but you don't have the same resources in state at LSU as you do Florida. And if you're winning in Florida,
it's close.
It is close. It is close. You've got a lot of the same recruiting ground from LSU.
It's close, and you've got East Texas to rely on.
But if you're Florida, historically and most recently, you've got more clout than LSU. Even though caught lightning in a bottle that one year with Coach O and Burrow and all them, historically Florida is a better program than LSU. Even in the last 20 years. So there's arguments there for both sides. I'm not gonna argue that. I am gonna throw a curveball at you though. I think Okie State is a better job than Penn State.
Wow. Okay.
I think that is asinine.
No, why? Because let me tell you what. Let me tell you this.
I'm willing
to I get where you're going with this. Okay, Penn State historically good, great school, whatever, Big Ten, whatever. Okie State, in the era we're in right now, has the money to back them up. They have one of the richest donor programs in the country.
Okay, I can back with that.
And they're in a weaker conference.
Weaker conference. They've got the weaker conference. They've got like they're kind of like LSU. They're right there where the recruiting
Oklahoma
is.
State could build a program like Texas Tech is doing right now.
Right,
where Texas Tech
That's
has kind of come out of nowhere, and Texas Tech is the best team in the Big 12.
Like they've got
out of nowhere
the money to do
Oklahoma
it. Now
State
money matters.
could
Okay,
realistically do that.
I'm going to
money
question
matters.
Jordan if he don't put Penn State next.
The Penn State's my next one. Penn State is my next one. But I mean, it's Okie State's got a solid football tradition. I won't call it good, but they've got a solid one. I mean,
I would say they've got
there.
good. I'd say it's good, Jordan. I mean, like I said, Gundy being there for as long as he had, man, that makes it different. You got a head coach that stays in place, man. That's huge.
I just think that's a better job. From a money standpoint, NIL, the way things are now, that's a better job than going to Penn State. I just think it is right now. And that's just how I think. Because also Okie State, I mean, expectation wise, if you go out there and you're 9-3, 8-4, and you can maybe slip in the playoffs one every 6 years, you're safe.
Well, if it advances to 16 teams, you're almost guaranteed with 9 wins in the Big 12. You're getting in.
That's what I'm saying. You're safe. That's a safe. Like you get a decent enough hire, you're safe. Penn State, playoff expansion could change this list tremendously if we get 4 more teams. Okay, it just could. But Penn State's my next one. I'll go with. Here's another one for you, Arkansas. That's even if they keep Petrino, I don't think any of these schools that are left, which would be Tech, UCLA, Stanford, are going to make a better hire than they could if they could get Petrino.
Okay,
I think Virginia Tech is next. They're next. I don't care what anybody says. Their next hire is going to be Shane Beamer, and South Carolina is going to be looking for another football coach. That will be their next hire. That will be their next hire.
Heartbreaking for the South Carolina fan base. They love that guy.
Do you see give a damn in these eyes?
No, I think it's funny.
Exactly.
Because of his stupid hip bopper shades.
And it would be a horrible hire for Virginia Tech.
Maybe
not. If Virginia Tech wants to be mediocre,
I think
as they have been
in the AC
for the entirety of my my lifetime.
Yeah.
Then Shane Beamer's your guy.
Yeah.
It's not been mediocre the whole time we've been alive, Swan. We got to see them whoop up on Miami when they had a good team back in the 2000s.
That leaves us with UCLA and Stanford.
Who are you putting above the other one?
Stanford. Because if Nico is going to be back there next year, which I don't think he will be, but hypothetically, if he's going to be there next year, I don't want that kid.
Well, I would say UCLA.
Locker room cancer.
I would say UCLA based solely on Big Ten versus ACC.
Well, okay, yeah, but if you're looking at it, you said it earlier, ACC's wide ass open, son. I'm going to go to Stanford because if I'm gonna use Stanford as a UCLA historically is not necessarily a stepping stone job,
right?
If you're gonna go to Stanford, you're gonna want to go there to take your next job. You're not going to stay at Stanford for 20 years. You're just not. I'm sorry, you're not. If you do, you're crazy. I'm putting Stanford above UCLA simply for that reason. ACC's wide open. If I'm looking to make a name for myself, I go 8-4, 9-3 at Stanford. I go somewhere where I got more resources. By God, I'm gone.
Fair enough.
UCLA, I'm stuck there. You know what I'm saying?
Jordan, did you have a start bench cut?
I did have a start bench cut. So, all right. 3 biggest names on the coaching board right now.
Okay.
Kiffin, Brian Kelly, James Franklin.
Okay.
You're the guy that you're taking over all 3. You're benching the next guy if you can't get the first guy, and you're cutting one. What you got? Start, bench, cut.
Russ will take off.
So my start is James Franklin. I mean, his consistency at Penn State, man. I mean, he had one bad season, they fired the guy. He's been successful everywhere he's been. He brought Vanderbilt to the forefront before Clark Lee did. He was doing good at Vanderbilt, beating teams he shouldn't. James Franklin's the only start for me here of those guys. I love Lane Kiffin like you guys do. I think he's good for this game of college football that we're in right now. Franklin's going to win wherever he goes. He's going to find a way to win. He's going to find a way to get his guys in there. And God forbid Clark Lee leaves Vanderbilt, because he will go right back there.
Okay. All right. Swan?
Start bench cut. Who now?
Mm-hmm.
Start bench cut Lane Kiffin. Start Lane Kiffin.
Okay.
It's clear he's in this social media world, in this in this game we're playing now. Lane Kiffin is the hottest coach in college football. No question.
Sure.
It's Lane Kiffin.
Okay.
Is my start.
All right. Who's your bench?
Who are the other options? Franklin and Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Bench James Franklin because well, I don't think he's going to coach anywhere next year because of the buyout. I think he's going to take his money in. He's going to take his money in and run. But I do think he's a good football coach.
Okay.
And Brian Kelly, cut Brian Kelly. He does not deserve to coach anywhere ever again. He killed a kid, and he left Notre Dame. Notre Dame got better. Brian Kelly should never coach college football again. So he's my cut.
Okay. All right. Well, on that note, I'm starting Brian Kelly. Just kidding. No, I'm gonna go with
just
Swan
kidding
on.
I'm just kidding, everybody.
I'm kidding you. Got to go with Lane on the start. I think that's the hottest name out there right now. He's going to be his name's going to pop up for any of the 8 jobs we just talked about. Any of them, whether or not they're realistic or not, but he's going to. He's realistic for at least 3 of them, I think. Maybe 4. And that 4th one is Okie State, simply for the fact that they can throw as much money at him as they want to. I think realistically, though, it's down to 2. He's not leaving the SEC. I will mention the cut. That's tough because to me, they're one and the same. They can't win the big game. Really and truly, if you think about it, any of the 3 on this list can't win the big game.
Okay.
Can't get over the hump.
That should make it easier, honestly. To pick which one you'd rather want. Which one would you want at Tennessee?
Which one would I want
Lane
at Tennessee?
Kiffin, it's Franklin, it's Kelly.
I just can't bring myself to like Franklin. I'm benching Kelly. I'm doing it. I don't think there's a wrong answer right there though. I really don't.
There is. It's Brian Kelly.
I don't, man.
He's scum.
Franklin's scum.
He is
all 3 of these coaches on this list right here have a certain level of scumbagness.
They do. There is a level of scumminess between the 3 of them, but how many of them have a dead body on?
Let's put it this way. Lane Kiffin is the evil that you know, and Brian Kelly is the evil that you don't.
And Franklin's the douchebag that we all.
Exactly.
Brian Kelly is scum. Brian Kelly is going to hell. There's no ways about. Brian Kelly's going to hell.
On that note, then
he's a terrible person. He's a terrible coach.
You better put Franklin on your bench, then, Jordan. Jesus.
My bench is going to be James Franklin. And cut Brian Kelly. Kelly's going to end up somewhere, though.
He's going to hell.
He's
going to hell. He's going to hell. And that's all there is to it.
Straight in the handbasket, buddy. But, that being said, though, any of those 3, I'm not taking any of those 3 on that list right now who we got, though. I don't think you can. I don't think realistically you could. The only one that I would consider at any point whatsoever, and it would have to take 2 or 3 bad years in a row. Like, I mean, we're talking 5-7, 6-6, whatever is Kiffin.
Lane, by God, Kiffin.
Right.
He's going to hell too, but
he's just not going as far down.
Yeah.
That being said, we were talking about it earlier. Here's a wild start bench cut for you. We were talking about it earlier in the last episode. Texas job might be open if Sark jumps to the NFL.
Mm-hmm. There are a few jobs. There's a few jobs who are not open yet, but are likely to be open. Texas, Florida State, think Southern Cal.
There you go.
I think
there's one.
I think they might move on from Lincoln Riley.
Okay, so if we're gonna
stinking Lincoln Riley,
I've got a stinking Lincoln sitting out here in the driveway. So here's a start bench cut for you. Start bench cut, best job to worst job. Start your best, bench your worst. What's the best one out of those 3?
Of those 3, which are Florida State, USC, and who's the other one?
Texas. Hypothetically speaking, they come open. Hypothetically speaking.
You want me to start?
You start, Russ. I'm gonna be right.
So I'm gonna go with my start with Texas, man. There's no way Texas shouldn't be one. To Swan's point about his LSU argument, that's the best job in America right there. With the right head coach, they've got too much talent in that state to recruit. They're the number one school in that state, full of talent. Got to be number one for me. Not as far away, though. SC is going to be my number two there.
Okay.
For the same reason UCLA was up on my list, man. The LA thing. They're right in the heart of California there. A lot of the good talent comes out of LA. You either go to USC or UCLA back in the day, and it's been a lot more USC as of recent. So USC's got to be on the bench there. I'm cutting FSU, and that's hard to do, man, because FSU's a fantastic gig. But we talked about Florida earlier. The right head coach, if God forbid it be Lane Kiffin, he will out-recruit FSU on a yearly basis.
Okay. All right. I am gonna start. I'll go for you, Swan. I'm gonna go with my start as FSU.
Nice.
Same reasons you talked about Texas, but in Florida, if you're the head shit in Florida, you get your pick at who you want. It don't matter as far as recruits go, whatever. You get your pick. FSU has got a really, really strong tradition. I go on tradition a lot. Texas is right there with them. I'm not knocking Texas. But again, ACC, weaker conference, don't have to worry about playing the juggernaut of the SEC every year. You're gonna have the money behind you. And I'm sorry, it's hard to beat the war chant at FSU when you get the whole damn stadium doing it. It's hard to beat it. It is. I am going to bench Southern Cal.
Interesting.
I'm gonna bench that one. Again, weaker conference. Don't care. Whatever. What? Oh, hang on now. SC's is in the Big Ten now, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Big Ten and SEC are on pretty even footing now. I don't care what anybody says. They are.
I think
Maybe.
Ten's a better conference, man. No
It's-
disrespect to the SEC, but I think the Big Ten.
I think top
I'm with
loaded.
Russ. I'm with Russ.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there because Big Ten, their top tier teams are better than our top tier teams.
The way
right
I
now.
look at it, if I'm just basing it off this year, you've got the number 1 and 2 teams in the country right now are from the Big Ten. Ohio State, defending national champion, and Indiana. So the top.
And you got Oregon there.
Oregon.
Okay, let's just take Texas A&M as their champion. Is Texas A&M better than Ohio State?
No.
Is Texas A&M? Would Texas A&M beat Oregon? Or I'm sorry, beat Indiana?
No. Indiana will beat Ohio State when they play them because of Kurt Cignetti's coaching.
Indiana had to me. Okay, so I think Indiana's a good football team, but right now I've got to see it to believe it. They've got to beat one of those top tier teams for me to
beat
buy in.
Oregon.
Be like,
would Texas A&M beat Oregon?
Texas A&M will beat Oregon. I think that's a 5-5 type game. Like 5 out of 5.
I've only got to see Oregon play Indiana, so I can't necessarily say yes or no. I've seen Texas A&M play like 4 times this year, and they're really
Oregon
good.
also lost to Washington this weekend, if I'm thinking right.
Did they?
I think so.
That's crazy. I didn't see that one. That one escaped me.
Well, let me give my start bridge cut on the jobs that may or may not be open. It's
real quick. I got to go Texas on my cut just simply because it's Texas and horns down. Go ahead.
Florida State on the start. Florida State on the start, and it's solely because of the conference they play in.
What the hell am I missing with Florida State here, boys?
They get talent. The conference they play in, they get talent. They get top tier talent at that. They've got money to back them up.
Florida State is a better job than Florida.
I think
if Florida
yes.
Florida State were to come open here soon, and it's Florida and Florida State open for a job, I'd rather have Florida State.
Well, absolutely, especially if Kiffin's going there. Take him right now.
I would have put USC at number 1 if the Pac still existed.
Sure.
USC being in the Big Ten, they go behind Florida State. That's my bench, and then my cut is who's the other school with
Texas.
Texas. Yeah. A&M. You're
Damn.
brother. Texas. You are little brother now. Texas A&M is your daddy. Is your big brother. And there's nothing you can do about it. Sorry, it's over.
So
It's over for Texas.
I want
March his
to
ass?
elaborate. I want to elaborate a little bit on my pick
Yes.
for cutting them. Other than the fact that I just don't like them, I think their fan base is a lot like ours.
Obnoxious.
Well, not just that. There's a fine line between obnoxious and passionate. We toe it. Absolutely. We are habitual line steppers.
We are obnoxiously
That-
passionate. That is the
that the line belongs to the university. The line belongs to Tennessee.
We are habitual line steppers. Okay,
That's our line.
but they're like us. They think everything's solved by firing the coach. You don't win 10 games down there. It don't matter if you're supposed to win 10 games or not. You're done. You're gone. Yep. They want you gone. You lose. You have to beat Oklahoma. You have to beat your rivals every year. I mean, that goes at any job, but you have to, at certain jobs, you just have to produce, and you have to beat your rival at least every other year. And down there, if you don't beat Oklahoma every year, you don't beat Texas Tech, you don't beat Texas A&M, you don't beat, well, now Georgia, Alabama, whoever, you're done.
That seat gets a little hot.
So there's a lot of pressure that comes with that Texas job, and I think that puts you on the cut list for me.
Yeah, so cut it. Cut Texas.
So boys, I think we've ran through this one though.
We've run through it. Can we talk about the names now with the jobs that are open?
Yeah.
I think with LSU. So LSU, I've seen a list of 4 names that I think are realistic for LSU. Can I run those names off to you?
Hit them.
Number 1, Nick Saban.
Okay.
Number 2, Lane Kiffin.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he's not number 2. Number 3, Dan Lanning.
Okay.
Number 4, Joe Brady.
Okay.
Joe Brady was the OC in the 2019
with Burrow.
Yep.
Okay. Those.
And go ahead.
Those are good names. I think you've got number 1, number 4 probably right. I think you got to flip flop Lanning and Kiffin. I don't think Lanning is going to be
I would flip. Well, ideally Lanning over Kiffin.
Oh, ideally as an opposing fan, absolutely.
No.
What? No.
What?
Lanning would crush it.
Yeah, he would absolutely kill it in LSU. I'm
realistically Kiffin over Lanning.
How is Joe Brady and Dan Lanning not the 2 most worrisome names in that entire list?
I'll tell you why Joe Brady's not, because Brady's not. Joe Burrow ain't suiting up down there anytime soon. And he didn't do good in the NFL, did he?
NFL's a different game, though. Different speed. I mean, every player you're coaching against was the best player on their college team. So, I mean, it's tough. The NFL is so much different than college. I could see Joe Brady being a success as a head coach in LSU for sure because of his tenure there. But Dan Lanning,
any of those guys will do good.
I would.
Lanning scares the absolute shit out of me at LSU.
Saban's a pipe dream, though.
Yeah, Saban's not having. But you know what? If you're LSU, you offer Saban the biggest contract. Basically, you make Saban tell you no.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, you have to. If you're going to shoot that high, you have to make that man tell you no.
And if you're LSU, any of the schools, you not shoot that high?
If you're any of the schools on this list, you have to make him tell you no if he's on your list, and he has to be on your list.
Not if you're any of the schools on this list. If you're LSU, I'm telling you, boys, LSU is the job. That is the best job in college football.
Oh, you're right. If you're any of the schools on that list,
I really don't think, even if Tennessee was open, Tennessee's not as good.
You're gonna log back into balling out, Jordan. He's gonna be wearing all yellow,
purple and gold. Huh? Get back in that pot now. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. No, the LSU job's open, and it's the best job open.
If you're okay,
you make Nick Saban say no. Florida can't do that. Florida cannot offer Nick Saban the job realistically. LSU can.
I wouldn't say they couldn't.
I'm going to say this: Florida come up with the money to pay Napier's buyout.
Yep.
They'll come up with the money to get Saban.
Saban, yeah, definitely.
I think here's my thing: any of our top 4 schools realistically could pay Nick Saban. Oklahoma State could. I know they could. They got oil money.
UCLA could definitely pay Nick Saban. They're not getting him, but they could. They've got stupid money out there too.
It's one of those things where if you got any kind of sack to you at all right now, and you're wanting to become an elite program, it don't matter. Nick Saban's got 1 foot in the grave and one on a banana peel. By God, you're paying him. And I'm not saying he's dying. He's not. But you've got to take that risk.
Not a single.
I'm going to be pissed at any of these schools if they hire him because they take him off game day, and he has been a national treasure on that show so far.
He's good.
Great on
I like him.
Well, not one of these schools could pull him from that, except for one, and it's LSU.
And it's
I
Florida.
think there's 2, and it's LSU and Florida.
I don't think.
I think either of those 2.
I really don't think.
Back that bank truck up to his front door. Miss Terry's going to see the zeros and be like, "Go ahead," like he said. Miss Terry's going to see the zeros, and she's going to be like, "Nikki, you can buy all the oatmeal cream pies you want with that. Go ahead.
Don't put it up. That's Nick."
I don't think so.
We can afford your insulin with that. Go ahead.
But let's talk about how realistic the other guys on that list are at Florida. Lane Kiffin, or at LSU rather. Lane Kiffin.
If you're going realistic for any of the top 3 schools consensus on that list, Florida, LSU,
Florida makes the most sense for Kiffin.
He's up there.
Florida makes a lot of sense for Kiffin. Apparently, they offered him $13.5 million a year.
Jeez.
Florida is prepared to make Lane Kiffin the highest paid coach.
Is he the highest paid coach with that? Because I know Kirby's making like 12 at Georgia.
If he accepts that offer from Florida.
He will be. And then he'll be the second highest paid head coach because Georgia will up Kirby.
Yep. Well, actually, Cignetti might be the highest paid coach now because Indiana just restructured his whole deal. I don't know what the numbers were for it. I don't have them here in front of me, but I know they were high. You pay the good coaches, man. That's what you do. That's how you keep them. Plain and simple.
Yep.
I mean, and Ole Miss.
Here's what I do know. I know that Lane's daughter dates a player who plays for
Whit Weeks, one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
Yep. It's going to get interesting for sure. Going to get interesting. Boys, what do y'all say we put a bow on for tonight?
Put a bow.
Yep. Let's wrap her up and shoot. Go damn Vols.
Go damn Vols, boys.
Go Vols.